Kuala Lumpur, 2018 police raid a luxury apartment linked to Malaysia's prime minister. What they find is staggering. 284 designer handbags, 72 suitcases stuffed with cash, and jewelry worth over $250 million. The scandal is now impossible to hide. Najib Razak was born into political royalty. Groomed for power, he became Malaysia's prime minister in 2009, promising reform and prosperity. But behind the polished image was a hunger for power and money. To finance his vision, Najib created 1MDB, the One Malaysia Development Berhad Fund. Officially, it was meant to modernize the nation, attract global investors, and lift millions from poverty. In reality, it became a cash machine. At the heart of this story stands a mysterious figure, Joe Low, a Malaysian financier with expensive tastes. No official role in government, but every door opened for him. He would become the architect of one of the greatest thefts in history. Billions of dollars poured into 1MDB. But almost as quickly, Taiwanese, shell companies, offshore accounts, secret wire transfers. Tracing the money became like chasing shadows across the globe. Some of the money found its way into Hollywood. Joe Low financed The Wolf of Wall Street, starring Leonardo DiCaprio. Life was imitating art, and no one realized the movie was bankrolled by stolen Malaysian billions. While ordinary Malaysians struggled, the conspirators parted. Joe Low threw million-dollar Vegas bashes, gifted diamonds to supermodels, and cruised the Mediterranean on $100 million yachts. But whispers of corruption began to circulate. Journalists uncovered strange financial flows. How could a government fund lose billions overnight? The story was too big to ignore. From New York to Singapore, from Zurich to Abu Dhabi, the hunt for the missing billions began. Back home, Najib denied everything. He called it a political smear. But leaked documents showed money, hundreds of millions, had landed directly into his personal bank accounts. In 2018, Malaysians went to the polls, furious over rising costs and corruption. They voted Najib out. For the first time in decades, his party lost control. Power had shifted, and so had his immunity. Days after his fall, police stormed his properties. What they seized shocked even investigators. Gold bars, diamonds, and enough designer handbags to fill a warehouse. In total, over $250 million in assets. And what about Joe Low? Bani said. Sightings were reported in Macau, then mainland China. He became one of the world's most wanted fugitives. A billionaire ghost. Najib Razak was arrested. In court, he claimed he was misled, insisting he never knew where the money came from. But prosecutors had a mountain of evidence. Transfers, testimonies, trails of luxury spending. In July 2020, the verdict fell. Guilty, Najib was sentenced to 12 years in prison for corruption and abuse of power. A prime minister, once untouchable, now a prisoner. Governments around the world scrambled to recover stolen funds. Yachts were seized, condos sold, Picasso paintings reclaimed. The scandal shook trust in financial systems across the globe. Even behind bars, Najib insisted on his innocence. Supporters claimed he was the victim of a conspiracy, but the billions missing from Malaysia's future told a different story. Today, 1MDB is remembered not as a development fund, but as the world's largest kleptocracy case, a story of greed, betrayal, and stolen dreams, where billions meant for a nation were hidden in suitcases of cash.